You know what happened, don't you?
Of course you do.
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland Lights.
No.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us.
Aye.
All right?
Aye.
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Buy yourself another one. Peter Carey was trying to conceal the murder of John Nelligan's father. Shit, man. Alright, so what do I do here? I need to go to the little boy's room. Oh, wait. There. And deposit there.
Here it is.
Just announce what we're doing. Have you got the smoke?
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
It's in your pocket.
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, it is.
Thanks for the smoke and the drink.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Even sailors would know about fucking Moby Dick. Jesus Christ. Okay, Patrick Cairns and Patrick Cairns' pouch. Which proves that he was there at the scene of the murder. Aha. Pouch proves guilt. Cairns has confirmed that the pouch belongs to him. This means that he was at the scene of the murder and thus proves his guilt. Cairns has confirmed that the pouch belongs to him. This means that he was at the scene of the murder, but does not necessarily prove that he is the murderer. I'm going to say that one. Off we go. Where to now? What do I need? Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Huh. Don't need to talk to her anymore. Maybe back to Scotland Yard, dressed as a dirty sailor. I mean... yeah, that doesn't mean shit. Harmless flirting has been confirmed that Liam Hurley was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and even fell in love, but it didn't go beyond the affectionate but harmless letters and words. Liam Hurley loved Judith Carey so desperately that his jealousy could have provoked him into committing murder. Harmless flirting, man. Come on. Unexplained presence. Hurley's motive. Liam Hurley's relationship with Judith Carey gives him a motive for killing Peter Carey. Hurley's presence at Women's Lee on the night of the murder is explained by his affection. Okay, we're going to say he's innocent. I just don't... man. Yeah, I guess back to Scotland Yard.
Can't leave here dressed like this.
Seriously? Seriously?
I'm not saying another word.
Bastard.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Mr. Holmes?
Aha. Shapes of noses. Interesting.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Do I seriously have everything? All right, yes, that's all I've got. The break-in attempt were made in order to recover the notebook he'd been lying. This proves the guilt of the person who made these attempts, looking for papers. Nelligan's innocence. Oh boy. Pouch proves innocence. I mean, I guess I could say Pouch proves guilty. No, I don't like that. It's everything I've got. I want to say it was the sailor instead of the gardener. But, like, all right, so he was there, but what would the fucking motive be for the sailor to kill Peter? What would that motive even be? I don't see the motive. I mean, he had 2 drinking glasses, so obviously they were meeting, and the tobacco was there, but he could have gone there, saw him, and then left. Am I missing anything? Fucking Christ.
Leave me alone, please.
Yeah, you're useless. Hell, she kind of thinks that it could have been Liam. Like, all right, let's look back over the evidence. Romantic correspondence between Liam Hurley and Judith Carey. It was found inside the small wooden box hidden in the garden shed. Done nothing dishonorable. Patrick Cairns told the story of how in August 1883 he had observed Peter Carey throwing a man overboard. The man had been saved from the sea only the previous night. The man was obviously Joshua Nelligan. Patrick Cairns is a professional harpooner. Like many sailors, he is a heavy smoker, and his yellow fingers indicate. Huh. I just don't see how it would, like, I don't see the point of the sailor tracking down Peter and killing him. So the only guy, I don't think the sailor did it. I'm more convinced that it was the, hell, it could have been, Feat of strength. 2 men in cooperation might achieve the same result. There is a remote possibility that an unskilled and untrained man could manage to pin Peter Carey to a wall with a harpoon. No. It's... pouch proves visit. Proves his guilt. And seal their fate, but beware, there's always more than one conclusion of the case. Oh my God. Stolen papers. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it would be rather that and that. Both Nelligan and Hurtley are lying, therefore they might be working together. See, I'm thinking more of that. With 2 murderers. Because Nelligan proves that he has the bond papers and he's trying to get them back. And Hurtley is in love with Peter Carey's wife. Oh, man. John Hopley Nelligan and Liam Hurtley conspired together to murder Peter Carey. Nelligan's motives was revenge for Carey's theft. Hurtley's motives was jealousy and his love for Carey's wife. Liam Hurtley and John Nelligan are guilty of a heinous premeditated crime. Let them be punished by law. Nelligan was the initiator and Hurtley was his accomplice. Liam Hurtley and John Nelligan are guilty of a heinous premeditated crime. Let them be punished by the law. Hurtley was the initiator. Poor Nelligan was just following his lead. Oh, I want to say Nelligan was the initiator. Because even one man, like the harpooner, wouldn't have been able... I mean, that's 2 people, I think, would have been... That's the only way that I can see that happening.
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the
But again,
guilty
that's
party.
tobacco pouch. Why would that have been there?
Who killed Black Peter?
Fuck. Fuck.
There are 2 culprits, Inspector. Nelligan and Hurtley.
What? Well, I would never have guessed, Mr. Holmes. They are a rotten pair, though.
It was a combination of 2 motives, culminating in one crime.
What were their motives?
The first was revenge. Black Peter possessed the bond certificates that had belonged to Nelligan's father, and young Nelligan wished to retrieve them.
And the second?
The second was a crime of passion. Liam Hurtley was in love with Black Peter's wife, and this caused a conflict between him and Carey.
Well, well, well. Makes sense, Mr. Holmes.
I suggest that you organize a small confrontation between the 2, just to confirm my accusation.
That's a good idea, Mr. Holmes. I'll talk to these fellows. Join me in the interrogation room. Gentlemen, we know everything about your association to kill Black Peter. Admit that you planned it together.
Our association? I don't even know this man.
You needed to kill Peter Carey. There had to be 2 of you there.
Ridiculous. I'm innocent.
All that remains is to determine the level of guilt.
Oh shit, I
Which
don't
one
think...
of you is the initiator in this case?
But I just told you I've never seen this man before.
It's him. He's the culprit. He was forcing me. He threatened me. He's the mastermind behind it all.
Shut up. You're a lunatic.
Well, it all seems very clear. Don't you think, Mr. Holmes?
Shit.
Inspector, I believe that Nelligan is the true culprit. Hurtley was his accomplice, blinded by his love for Peter's wife.
You've got it wrong. It isn't true.
That's right. I confess.
Well, young man, it turns out you are the gang leader. I don't fancy your chances now.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
This murder is planned by 2, clues found 16, conclusion 2 murderers, Nelligan is the initiator. Oh. Press to check your conclusion may spoil game experience. It doesn't explain the pouch at all. Yeah. Okay. So, pouch proves visit. I'm gonna say pouch proves his guilt. It's a feat of strength. I'm gonna say Nelligan's innocent because he's just retrieving his papers. Hurtley is innocent because it's just harmless flirting. And I'm gonna say, but again, the valuable papers. But he did know about the tin box. Peter Carey was murdered by Patrick Cairns. Cairns is a professional harpooner. Tobacco pouch was found inside the cabin. Patrick Cairns is a cold-blooded murderer. He had been found guilty of the murder of Peter Carey, must be punished. Patrick Cairns killed Peter Carey, but the murder was not premeditated. It was in self-defense against an armed and irrational drunken sailor. Oh, fuck. Absolve him. Oh, does this make sense?
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Oh my god.
Yes,
How?
the tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
The sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
Huh.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventrao. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name.
The fuck are you doing
He
in my
also
house?
said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible. But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
My moral choice was to absolve Carnes. I could have all the... Cairns is guilty. Okay. Okay. I'm good with that. Do I let the murderer go? He did murder someone, and I don't believe it was in self-defense. I don't think it was in self-defense, actually. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, it wasn't in self-defense. No, we're sending the sailor to jail. Okay, so yep, Cairns is guilty. Condemned. Oh boy.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour.
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, that you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that...
Oh my
we
God,
will.
Lestrade. Punch. Punch. Punch.
Lestrade, are you all right? Are you able to stand?
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr. Holmes. Otherwise, he would have seen what I'm capable of. Oh.
Yes, he was lucky.
But you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
Yes, well, no need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this between us. You know.
Of course, Inspector. The case is closed.
Bet. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with that one. The save files for this case will be removed. Press no if you would like to select another moral choice. Oh. You know what? I like the better choice of letting Karen's go. I do prefer that one. So I'm going to go with that one. And that's the choice I'm going to go forward with. Because then I'll have a sailor out in the world that owes me a favor. Absolve Karen's, yes. And this is my final decision.
That detective.
All right. Yep.
Yes. I
Yep.
ask that you return the
Yep.
bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
Can't skip
I
that.
will not say...
I can skip that.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug.
His name is... His name...
Ori.
Aha,
I do hate that little shit. Accept my decision. Yes. Personality ranking, sympathizing. Okay. Riddle on the rails. Okay. This is an interesting game. I think I'm going to leave it here.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes.
Right after this.
As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is, the one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We are about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson.
He's
tea
not
will
even
be
that
necessary.
fat.
Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Oh, he kept a harpoon.